Hello. So a trigger warning for this video is that it mentions emotional support roles, power dynamics, and vulnerability. Today, I want to start talking about something that can feel a bit confusing when you're looking for support, and that's understanding the people who might help us, what they can actually do, and where their limits are. I've split this into two parts. In this video, we'll cover the different types of helpers and what they usually do, and next time I'll talk more in depth about the red flags, so you feel a bit safer navigating all of this. When we're struggling, overwhelmed, or just trying to make sense of ourselves, it's natural to look for people who seem like they could help. That could be a friend, a family member, a coach, or a professional with formal training. But honestly, it can be really tricky to know what kind of support we actually need, especially because a lot of helpers use similar words or titles. So this video is just a gentle overview. Nothing here is set in stone, but hopefully it gives a little bit of clarity and a bit of safety when you're choosing support. First of all, loved ones or non-professional helpers. Our friends and family can be amazing. They can listen, validate, offer comfort, and share their own experiences. And that connection can be genuinely healing. But it's worth remembering that they're not trained to diagnose or treat mental health conditions. Even if they've been through therapy themselves, or learned skills, or had training, their support is personal, not clinical. When loved ones stick to emotional support and keep boundaries clear, they can make us feel seen, understood, loved, and encouraged in a way that's really special and unique to them. Next up, sex and relationship coaches. Coaches in this space focus on communication, confidence, and boundaries in relationships. They can help you feel more empowered, clarify your needs, and build skills for healthier connections. But they aren't trained to diagnose or treat trauma or mental health issues, and they aren't therapists. When they stick to coaching, though, they can give you practical tools that can be really empowering. Next up, life and wellbeing coaches. These coaches are becoming more and more commonly found. Life and wellbeing coaches help with goals, motivation, and behaviour change. They can help you to plan steps, stay accountable, and build momentum in your life. They don't do clinical assessment, treat mental health, or manage crisis, but within their scope, they can help you to feel more confident moving forward and taking meaningful action. Trauma-informed practitioners. These helpers know about trauma and how it can affect people. They've been given basic training and they can teach grounding skills, help you to feel safer, and share ideas for emotional safety. But they aren't doing trauma therapy. They're supporting and educating, not treating. When boundaries are clear, they help reduce overwhelm and make healing feel a bit more accessible. Psychology degree, a BA or a BSc. Someone with a psychology degree has studied human behaviour and mental processes. They can explain concepts, offer insights, and help you to make sense of patterns. But academic knowledge doesn't automatically make someone a therapist. They can't diagnose or treat without extra qualifications. Still, having that perspective can deepen self-awareness in a really meaningful way. Counselling skills level 2 to 4. Level 2 or 3 gives people basic listening and empathy skills. They can offer a safe space, help someone feel heard, and point them towards more appropriate support. Level 4 adds more structured practice and guided sessions, but it's still not full therapy. Helpers with these skills can make people feel safe and understood, but they won't replace regulated clinical care. Peer support level 4. Peer support is rooted in lived experience. These helpers know recovery, boundaries, and mutual support. They can offer one-to-one support, run groups, and encourage autonomy, but they aren't doing therapy or clinical assessments. When peer support is done right, it can bring hope, belonging, and real understanding that only someone who's walked a similar path can give. Mental health awareness levels 2 to 3. People trained in mental health awareness can spot distress, offer supportive conversations, and help connect someone to the right care, but they don't diagnose, treat, or assess clinical risk. They're often the first line of noticing that someone might need help, and that early awareness can make a big difference. Mental health nurse, RMN. Registered mental health nurses are clinically trained to assess, manage risk, intervene in crisis, and guide people through care systems. They may not automatically prescribe medication, but they're trained to safely handle complex mental situations. They can't work outside professional regulations, but within their scope, they provide safe, evidence-based care. A qualified psychologist, usually HCPC registered. A registered psychologist has completed years of training, academic, clinical, and supervised practice. They can assess, diagnose, and treat mental health conditions within regulated practice. They can't act outside their title or jurisdiction, but when used appropriately, they provide safe, structured, and deeply effective support. Different helpers exist because we need different kinds of support. Sometimes connection, sometimes grounding, sometimes skill building, and sometimes clinical care. Titles can overlap and sound similar, but training and limits are what really matter. Knowing the boundaries of each role helps you make safer choices, respect your own needs, and trust yourself in seeking support. Every helper, from a loved one to a licensed psychologist, can be valuable. The important thing is knowing what they actually do, so you can choose what feels right, without shame, fear, or confusion. You deserve support that's safe, respectful, and genuinely helpful.